In a few months, Maple Grove will become a Twin Cities winter destination with an attraction the northwest suburbs has never had before. Ice castles are coming to town, an attraction that's expected to draw thousands to the city during the winter months. Delane Cleveland spoke to Experience Maple Grove to learn more about what to expect.
Yeah, I am standing on a vacant lot here in Maple Grove on Main Street and Weaver Lake Road. There's not a whole lot here now, but in a few months it will be the new home of ice castles. To tell me more about what exactly that is, I have the folks here from Experience Maple Grove. We'll start with Greg Ansell. So what exactly are the ice castles, Greg?
Well, the ice castles are a winter wonderland that is going to be created right here outside of Lifetime Fitness in Maple Grove. It's a Utah-based company that has 4 locations throughout the United States. Minnesota and specifically Maple Grove was selected after some lengthy conversations over the summer. Some of the main criteria for selecting Maple Grove was the city-owned lot right here in front of Lifetime Fitness, which has ample parking with the city-county parking lamp right in front of the library, as well as access to water. About 15 million gallons of water that are going to go into freezing this ice castle, as well as that has to drain somewhere in the spring, so we have ample drainage on this lot. So we're really excited about having a feature lot where people in and around Maple Grove can really see the construction happening over the next couple of months, as well as the winter wonderland that will be created starting in mid-December.
And I know a lot of people are expected to come here to experience that winter wonderland. What exactly is this experience going to be like, Ann Anderson?
Yeah, beside the ice castle itself, inside the structure, there'll be things like a tubing hill, ice slides, tunnels, an ice bar, local food trucks, and shopping opportunities to really give those that come to the ice castle a real winter wonderland experience.
This is expected to bring a lot of people to Maple Grove. What sort of an economic impact are we talking about here once this comes to the city?
Well, as the destination marketing organization for Maple Grove, we're especially excited about that economic impact. As Ann mentioned, there's going to be a lot happening inside the ice castle. We're going to have some food trucks in there. There's going to be an ice bar in the ice castle, which will involve all local Maple Grove-based restaurants and food trucks inside the ice castle. We're expecting an economic impact between the ticket sales and surrounding benefit to our local restaurants and our shopping and our dining of north of $3 million between the months of December and February. So we're especially excited about that. And of course, when people come to Maple Grove, we want it to be a day experience and even a staycation for local residents who can partner with our local hoteliers on ticket packages that we're working with those hotels about, as well as just spending the day as well as the night in Maple Grove or the weekend in Maple Grove and making the ice castle the center of that experience. But of course, right down the road, just a short walk down Lakeview Drive, we have our Central Park, which has the super popular winter skating loop, as well as snowshoeing here over the winter, as well as shopping and dining on Main Street. So we're super excited about the economic impact.
All right, and then real quick, how can people find out more information if they're curious?
So for ticket sales, go to icecastles.com, and any other information, go to Experience Maple Grove, like Greg said, to get your full experience for this winter.
All right, now as for when we'll actually see the ice castles on site, it's really up to Mother Nature, but the hope is for mid-December. Reporting in Maple Grove, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
A historic building in Maple Grove will soon come down. Maple Grove's Village Hall was damaged by arson last year. The cost to repair the building is estimated to be as high as $500,000. Due to the cost of repairs, the City Council approved plans to tear down the building rather than restore it. Investigators have not found any suspects in the case. The Village Hall was the city's primary office building from 1939 to 1975. The Robbinsdale School District has laid out a timeline to hire a new superintendent. Former Superintendent David Eggstrom resigned in September. The school board took steps to hire an outside search firm by mid-November. The district says it will soon seek feedback from parents and district employees on what they want to see in a new superintendent. The board is aiming to make a hire between February and March of next year. A resident in Brooklyn Park is taking steps to remove a neighborhood nuisance. This week I found out what's next for an old neighborhood sign.
There's no place like home.
It means a lot to me because I grew up here.
Andrea Wilson says living in Brooklyn Park now is a walk down memory lane.
My family came here in like 95. This was all dirt road.
One Greenbrook Farms neighborhood staple, she says, was its sign. A sign that is now dismantled.
I kind of feel like without the sign, the neighborhood doesn't have as much of an identity.
Brooklyn Park's environmental health manager, Jason Newby, says his department received a complaint about that sign. It was getting old and turned out it was on private property, so it was the owner's responsibility.
In this case, the property owner decided to remove it.
And then they realized it was a much bigger project than they could handle.
That caught the city's attention again, so they're helping take it down.
Any new sign or any new development on that parcel would have to go through the property owner, and it would be a private venture between that owner and those neighbors.
That inspired Andrea to ignite something new.
It's kind of like a missing piece out of the puzzle. That's been there for 30 years, so I feel like there should be something still there.
She posted on Facebook and started a GoFundMe. Andrea plans to use those funds to construct an updated version of what they already have.
We could just remake the pillars and then have the sign be in the center like how it was.
She says the property owner's on board, but where it'll go hasn't been decided.
It's just cool to come right through and it's like a span of 2 decades.
As she seeks an identity for Greenbrook for decades to come.
We'll have more on Andrea's neighborhood effort at ccxmedia.org.
The Maple Grove boys soccer team is one of the best in the state again this season. In this week's CCX Sports Spotlight, we meet a senior who's able to get the job done on both ends of the pitch.
Beckett Carlson wasn't always a goalie, but he made the switch at around age 13 when his traveling team needed someone to play in net for a match, and he stayed there ever since. Carlson has allowed just 3 goals in 15 matches for the unbeaten Crimson.
In all honesty, it looks great for me. I've let in 3 goals all season, but I had to make about 15 saves all season, so I haven't touched the ball much, with my feet and everything, I've been doing stuff there, but it's really all my center backs, my outside backs, even starting up from the midfield and the forwards. They're making my job pretty easy.
It's a lot of fun to play with Beckett. Obviously he's a really good goalie and he's done really well for us, both in the net and out, obviously with his penalty kicks. He has the confidence to step up and take it, and he always bangs them in. We trust him with that, and he's also made some really good saves, and he's been really commanding in the back, so we love that about him too.
In fact, not only are Beckett and the Crimson not allowing many goals this season, again only 3 so far, but Carlson has surpassed that goal total himself.
So here's Carlson, and he buries it.
The senior has scored 5 times this season on penalty kicks in 5 tries. That he was picked to take PKs at all happened a little by accident.
Tryout week, we were just taking PKs, and I'm like, I was hitting them well, and I just jokingly asked the coach, I'm like, so many PKs this year? And they're like, well, if you can score them, I guess. So somehow it fell to my foot, and I haven't missed yet.
Most of the time, I don't even know if the goalie really has a chance to react because it moves so well. So he just hits them so well.
But back to Beckett, the goalie. The senior has an incredibly strong leg, a big advantage on goal kicks and punts.
He's got an incredible leg, and I think he plans to play in college. He hasn't decided yet, but he's going to be a very valuable asset wherever he goes. He's just got the build too, and he's just going to only get better from what I can see.
Beckett credits his strong leg to genetics. Part of a soccer family, his grandfather, Brad Cookie Carlson, was a longtime coach at Orono and won a state championship at Southwest Christian 2 years ago. Cookie's son, Matt Carlson, Beckett's dad, was a really good defender for some strong Osseo teams in the early 1990s. So love and knowledge of the beautiful game, as well as stories, are now passed down to Beckett.
I've grown up around hearing about it, hearing stories, legends even, my grandpa, I couldn't go anywhere without everyone knowing him and being like, oh, you're his grandson. So all thanks to them, they've really helped me out.
This season has been a special one for Maple Grove. A part-time starter as a junior, Carlson is the main man in goal this year. And he stepped into a leadership role, too, as one of the team's captains.
I kind of just took the role. I said, we need one, whatever. And even though I'm the captain, we've got about 10 different guys on this team that could all be captains. So it's not, it looks good on me, but it's not all me.
He's been very vocal, and I feel like it's helped us a lot. He's been very commanding back there. I mean, directing the defense, midfield, and even the forwards when we're a little bit disorganized and stuff. And it's really helped just knowing that he's back there and he's like solid for us. I mean, he's a good leader, he's vocal about it, and he's also a good player as well, so that helps too.
Maple Grove is currently ranked second in the state in Class 3A. Last year, the team lost in the state tournament semifinals. Beckett Carlson believes the season can be different.
Every year our goal is to make a state championship, go as far as we can, and last year it would have been awesome to win, but we got all the time that we could with our guys, you know. I mean, even just going to the third place game, it was a lot of fun getting to spend that much time with the guys. So, I mean, goal is again to go that far, but I don't want to get third place. I want to try and go as far as I can.
Maple Grove finished the regular season with a 14-0-1 record. The Crimson will be the #1 seed in Section 5-3A with the tournament quarterfinals and semifinals coming up on Tuesday and Thursday, and the section finals set for October 17th at Maple Grove High School if the Crimson continue to win. For the CCX Sports Spotlight, I'm John Jacobson.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.